If there were ever a bird that could wear a tuxedo better than a Bond actor, it would be the emperor penguin. Standing tall at up to 1.2 meters, wrapped in sleek black and white plumage, with a dash of golden yellow like a royal insignia, the emperor penguin doesn't just live up to its name. It practically waltzes across the ice with it. It's the sovereign of the Antarctic stage, a bird so resilient it laughs in the face of -60 degrees, howling winds, and the occasional nosy human with a camera. Imagine being born in a world where the air freezes your eyelashes before breakfast. That's normal life for an emperor penguin chick. There's no soft nursery or warming lamp here, just the endless white horizon of Antarctica, where the wind sounds like it's sharpening knives. And yet, somehow, these birds have worked out a system that defies all common sense. The female lays a single egg, promptly hands it over to the male, and then toddles off to sea for 2 months of all-you-can-eat fish. The male, meanwhile, stands there in the blizzard, egg balanced delicately on his feet, tucking it under a warm flap of skin called a brood pouch. No food, no shelter, just patience, stoicism, and a crowd of equally hungry fathers doing the same. It's a sort of penguin dad's club with the most extreme initiation ritual imaginable. During these 2 months of fasting and foot balancing, the males huddle together for warmth in what might be the most heartwarming display of teamwork in the animal kingdom. Each bird slowly rotates from the freezing edge to the toasty center and back again, like a living convection current of penguin fluff. The choreography is so precise that scientists compare it to fluid dynamics. It's nature's version of central heating, just with a lot more squawking. When the chicks hatch, they're balls of gray fluff with heads like soft charcoal. Their fathers finally get to eat when the mothers return, fat and triumphant from the ocean. The chicks immediately start demanding food with unrelenting squeals, and just like that, the long parental tag team begins. By summer, the chicks huddle too, waiting for their first swim, unaware that soon they'll be diving deeper than most submarines. Emperor penguins are the Michael Phelps of the bird world. They can dive over 500 meters and stay underwater for up to 25 minutes. Their bodies are pure engineering genius. Bones that don't crush under pressure, blood packed with oxygen, and muscles rich in myoglobin, basically natural scuba tanks. They move underwater with such grace it's almost insulting to think they waddle on land like tiny overdressed tourists. There's something oddly relatable about their waddle, though. It's been ridiculed endlessly in cartoons, but scientists have shown it's actually a very efficient way of walking on ice. They rock side to side to conserve energy, and when the going gets tough, they just throw themselves onto their bellies and toboggan across the snow. It's the ultimate example of working smarter, not harder. For centuries, humans were both fascinated and confused by penguins. Early sailors thought they were fish with feathers. Some imagined them as mythical sea creatures, half bird, half mermaid, living in the coldest corners of the earth. Victorian explorers, perhaps suffering from too much rum and frostbite, wrote about them as noble, stoic figures, always standing upright as if pondering deep thoughts. In reality, emperor penguins probably just wondered why these strange, pink-faced creatures kept tripping over ice ridges. Their interactions with humans have always been peculiar. Because emperor penguins evolved in a world without land predators, they don't see humans as threats. Walk quietly up to a colony, and you might find them shuffling closer, curious but unbothered. Researchers describe them as friendly, even sociable. There's footage of penguins inspecting cameras, pecking at microphones, and generally behaving like they're auditioning for a David Attenborough documentary. Of course, not all encounters are accidental. The story of Happy Feet, an emperor penguin that washed up on a New Zealand beach in 2011, remains one of the most endearing examples of penguin-human relations. He'd somehow wandered 3,200 kilometers from home, mistaking sand for snow and swallowing enough sand to make a small dune. Locals rushed to rescue him, veterinarians operated, and after several weeks of recovery, and a brief stint as a global celebrity, he was released back into the wild. It's a reminder that even the most regal bird can have an off day. There's also the lost emperor in Australia, who showed up on a beach in 2024, bewildered but alive. Again, humans stepped in, this time with veterinary teams and a lot of selfies. These wandering penguins, far from their icy homes, are charming anomalies. But they also highlight a worrying trend. The Antarctic is changing fast. Climate change has turned the emperor penguin's frozen kingdom into a melting empire. These birds breed on sea ice, timing their nesting to the rhythms of freeze and thaw. If the ice forms too late or breaks too early, their eggs drown. In 2023, scientists reported catastrophic breeding failures across several colonies after record low sea ice levels. Thousands of chicks simply never made it to the ocean. It's heartbreaking, and it makes the emperor penguin one of the clearest barometers of our planet's health. Humans, of course, have been both their biggest fans and their biggest problem. There was a time when people hunted them for oil, but that stopped once synthetic oils took over. Now the threat isn't a direct bullet but a slow burn, carbon emissions, melting glaciers, and disrupted food chains. Emperor penguins rely on krill, which rely on sea ice. Remove the ice, and everything else collapses like a domino line. Still, the relationship between humans and emperor penguins isn't all tragic. Modern science, conservation, and even tourism have given these birds a measure of protection. Researchers use satellites to locate colonies. Yes, you can spot penguin cities from space thanks to the brown stains of guano. Scientists are learning more about their migration patterns, genetics, and diet through non-invasive tracking. The idea is simple. Understand them better, disturb them less. Some zoos and aquariums have taken on the daunting task of caring for emperor penguins. It's no small feat. Replicating Antarctic conditions means industrial chillers, artificial snow, and carefully managed diets. The payoff, though, is that visitors get to see these birds up close, often for the first time, and walk away with a deeper appreciation for their frozen lives. They become ambassadors for their species, dressed to impress and living reminders that life can thrive in the harshest corners of the Earth. Penguin tourism in Antarctica is also a curious affair. Done responsibly, it brings money and awareness to conservation. Done carelessly, it risks disturbing breeding grounds and introducing diseases. Tour operators now have strict guidelines. Keep your distance, disinfect your boots, and don't drop your sandwich near the colony. The penguins might look sociable, but they deserve their space. The irony of emperor penguins' fame is that humans adore them for their charm, yet we're also changing the world they depend on. Every film, documentary, or cuddly toy helps us love them more, but love isn't enough. What they need is ice, solid, predictable, year-round ice. Without it, the emperors might one day lose their throne. Yet hope lingers. Conservation efforts, stricter environmental policies, and growing awareness offer a glimmer of possibility. Even small changes, less carbon, cleaner oceans, careful tourism, add up. And there's something deeply moving about a species that can survive the Antarctic winter with nothing but feathers and determination. If they can endure that, maybe we can do our part. In the end, emperor penguins remind us that elegance and resilience can go hand in hand. They don't sing, they don't fly, and they certainly don't care what the temperature is. They stand tall against the blizzard, shuffle in unison, and dive into icy blackness for a living. They are proof that nature doesn't need to be warm to be wonderful. And next time someone shows you a picture of a penguin wearing a bow tie, remember this: it's not a costume, it's an attitude. They were formal before formal was cool, disciplined before discipline was a trend, and loyal to their colony in ways humans only pretend to be. Somewhere, in the cold heart of Antarctica, 1,000 tuxedoed birds are marching through the snow, not for glory, not for applause, but simply because that's what emperors do.